Hi, everybody. This is first lesson in chapter 3, 3.1. What is a rational number? I'm recording this at home with my cat who loves to yell. So if you hear him, well, that's just the way it goes. I probably showed a video on what is a rational number. I like that video, especially the way the guy just repeats words over and over. But he has a very calming voice. Anyways. I'll go over the notes and hopefully you have a kind of full idea at the moment of what a rational and irrational number are. And then I'll kind of go through what the questions they ask in the chapter notes that we'll do first. So, what is a rational number? It's any number that can be written in the form of a fraction. So, 5, 2.5, 9 over 3. And, 5 can be written as 5 over 1. 2.5 can be written as 25 over 10. 9 over 3 is already in fraction form. And we usually say it can be written as m over n when m is and n are integers and n doesn't equal 0. So that's what we usually say. Irrational numbers are any number that cannot be written in the form of a fraction. So pi, square root of 2. I think the video also mentioned um, e, for example. And many other irrational numbers. So basically, any non-perfect square is an irrational number. So, in order to compare and order rational numbers, this is the kind of activity you end up doing in the notes, in the textbook work. You can use one of two strategies. I like the first strategy, but the textbook gives you both. So let's go through both. So strategy number one, you're going to convert all terms into decimals and place them on a number line. So for example, and I'm going to use Desmos here because my other computer calculator isn't the best. Let's do -3 divided by 8. -3 divided by 8 equals 0, -0.375. 375. 5 divided by 9, let's go. 0.5 repeating. And -10 over 4. Where are we? There we go. -10 divided by 4. -2.5. -5 divided by 4. Oops. -5 divided by 4. -1.25. And 7 divided by 10, I know that's going to be 0.7. And 8 divided by 3, let's go. 2.666 repeating. So we can order these from least to greatest. So least is going to be the most negative. So we can now go -10 over 4, comma. The next one, the next most negative, I would say, is this one. So -5 over 4. And you can, I'm choosing now to write it in the fraction, but you could write it as a decimal if you want. Our next negative is going to be this one right here, -3 over 8. And now those ones are done. We're moving into positive. This one is now our smallest, 5 over 9. Next is 7 over 10. And last but not least is 8 over 3. So I find it to be the easiest personally just to see. It's easier to see in decimal form, I think, than in fraction form. So that's one way to do it, and for me the best way, but who knows, you can, they might ask for you to use a specific way. It's good to know. And I'll show you the next way down here. So strategy number 2, you can find common denominators in order to compare the fractions. And so there's a kind of interesting first step. If we look at the same rational numbers from strategy number 1, so those same set of fractions I just used, we can separate them into 3 groups. So rational numbers that are greater than 1, numbers that are between 0 and 1, and ones that are less than 1. So of that group we just looked at, the rational numbers that are greater than 1 are 8 over 3. That's an improper one, so we know that this is going to be at least 2 and some left over. So we know that's greater than 1. Here's our 2 that are rational numbers between 0 and 1. And here is where they're doing finding a common factor. So between 9 and 10, they have a common factor of 90. So in this one, they've times the top and the bottom by 10 to make this into 50 over 90. And here they've times the top and the bottom by 9 to make it 60 over 90. And this way it's easier to see that this one is the greater of the 2. Next, we have rational numbers that are less than 0. So these are all of our negatives. And again, we're looking for a common factor. So we had an 8, a 4, and a 4, and we've converted them all to 8s. So this one we've times top and bottom by 2. And so we've got negative 20 over 8. And here again, we've times top and bottom by 2. So negative 10 over 8. And now it's easier to see which ones are more negative, middle negative, and the least negative. So order from least to greatest, got our negative 10 over 8, and then, negative 20 over 8, my bad. And then our next one, negative 10 over 8. I guess I'm wondering, curious, okay, let me go back. I think I'm going to keep it in its original form, even though I have converted it. Sorry about that. I'm going to keep it in this form, negative 10 over 4. There we go. And then do this one, negative 5 over 4. And then do negative 3 over 8. Then we have our next smallest is going to be the 50 over 90, so 5 over 9, and then our 7 over 10, and our last one, 8 over 3. So hopefully that's enough to do our textbook questions. I do have some additional notes, which I'll probably give you tomorrow. So these ones right here. And hopefully this will be enough to get us through our introduction as well as the video. And then I'll give you those next bit of notes before we do our extra practice. Okay, thanks so much.